Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Thursday, the 13th day of July, 2023, Thursday of the 14th week of the year, the 14th week in Ordinary Time. Coming to you from the parking lot of the Whole Foods here in North Raleigh, because the scones were ready, and I felt like having a scone. So I also had to go to the eye doctor, which is right over there, let's say. So out and about today. It is going to be a scorcher. It's going to be awful and terrible and hot, and the humidity is back. So just take care of yourselves. And keep cool, keep in a cool place as much as you can today. The saga of Abraham's family, again, continues as it has, like I said, the last couple of days. Now it is the encounter that Joseph, again, continues to have with his brothers. And the brothers who say, basically, that do not take our youngest brother, whose name is Benjamin, away from our father, because he was the second youngest of the children of Jacob, and because they went ahead and got rid of Joseph, Benjamin is now the only one who's left, and the father, Jacob, dotes on him, and so they plead with Joseph not to let Joseph take him away from Benjamin, take him away from Jacob, and Joseph again finds it's time to sort of end the charade and end the fun he was kind of having with his brothers, to pay them back for having tried to get rid of him and kill him, and things like that, and basically reveals himself to them, and there is this great emotional coming back together again, this reunion, and as the brothers are dumbfounded, it keeps being repeated in this passage. So again, it is the sense in which a family that was broken, that again is still dysfunctional in so many ways, is brought back together, because it is again God's desire that this family become the family that allows for the for the prophecies that God has made to Abraham to continue to succeed, to continue to move forward. And so, again, it happens in this way. Jacob's family will all move to Egypt, and again, they will settle in Egypt. And that will be good, again, for a while, until, as we hear in Exodus, a Pharaoh who knew nothing of Joseph and who saw the Israelites who had settled in Egypt as a threat begins to decide to do something even more horrific to kind of get rid of them, to kind of keep them in their place, and so that saga will continue. In the gospel, again, Jesus sends his apostles, is sending his apostles out again to show them that they have the ability to continue to spread his word and to continue to let people understand who and what he is and what he came to do, and what he represents. And so he gives them further instructions about how they are supposed to comport themselves, how they're supposed to conduct themselves as they begin to spread the gospel. And the thing is, unlike other kinds of charlatans or other kinds of prophets that were not really prophets and people who tried to tell people about God, they are not supposed to ask for money. They're not supposed to, wear fancy clothing. They're not supposed to attract things to themselves alone, except the words that they speak. And again, they are not to expect different kinds of foods or different kinds of treatments or whatever it is, but basically to accept what they are given and to basically receive graciously places of lodging that are offered to them because of what they have to say. It then ends with a whole great admonition or condition or command or whatever it is, that if people welcome you, they will welcome you, and if they listen to you, they will listen to you, and if they do not, then you go to the edge of the town and you shake the dust of the town from your sandals, because the town is not worthy of hearing this good news. Again, it is up to us to put always into effect what it is that God says to us and what it is that God asks us to understand and to believe and to move forward with in our lives. It is not forced upon us. It cannot be forced upon us. But the question is always, are our lives better because of what we hear, or are they made worse because of what we hear? And that is always important, because there are many people who have heard the gospel in recent years whose lives are not made better because the message is twisted, because the message is not from Christ, the message is not from God, the message is from our own fears and anxieties that seek to separate, divide, and exclude. It is the dust of those people who proclaim the gospel to us in those cases that need to be shaken, from our lives, and not necessarily that because we do not listen to somebody who speaks falsely about God, that we are in any way condemned or that God in any way is displeased with us. An important reminder always, again, of what it means to spread the gospel, and the importance of taking it seriously, the importance of measuring our words and our attitudes and our behaviors in ways that we receive and accept this word with loving hearts. A glorious day, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord give you his peace.